Yes then YouTube, the 4-2-2, it is a perfect formation on EAFC 24. It's meta, it's perfect in attack, and it's also balanced in defence. But before we get into the tactics, drop this video a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. We are so close to 30,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Without any further ado, let's get into the custom tactic. For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. Balanced on the defensive style 100%, but with the 4-2-2, because we do have two CDMs, like in the 4-2-3-1 and other formations of that ilk, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive in your defending. So if you want to try a few things out, maybe give pressure on heavy touch a go. I like it, it is good, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as balanced. With balanced, I just like to be in control of where and when my team presses the ball. It's actually really simple if you think about it. I don't want my team with pressure on heavy touch. Sometimes it does the random press, where it just presses for not for no reason, but you're not expecting it. And if you're not expecting the press, you will get caught out defensively. So because of that, it's why I leave it on balanced. I love it. A balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. I love it. The defensive width, I have now actually gone down a little bit to 45 width, but there are two options. I think both of these options are just as good as each other. So I used to use 45 width and I still think it is very good, but 50 width is very, very, very good. I use 50 width a lot of the time on a lot of my formations at the moment in time to try and stop the switches of play from the left and the right. So I kind of sacrifice the fact that I am a little bit more narrow. That right there is kind of why I prefer the 50 width. It kind of just gives us a little bit more width when we are defending to try and cut off the switches of play. It's not perfect, like your opponent will still be able to switch the ball just because of how this game is coded. It's very annoying. Like, believe you me, YouTube, it's so annoying. But I really do like 50 width. But if you are someone that is more a tone or more just used to that narrow approach, I would recommend 45 because you are still then a little bit wide, but you are also narrow. So you're not as more narrow as like when you're like on 40 or 35 width, which I have been on some formations this year. But because you're not also on the 50 width, it means you are a little bit more compact. So 45 or 50, I actually have been using 50 and 45. I kind of enjoy them both the same, so I'm just going to leave it on 50 for the video. The defensive depth, again, you do have two options here, YouTube. Option one, I hate to be that guy, is the option that I use, 71 depth. If any of you don't know what 71 depth does, when your team doesn't have the ball, as soon as you lose it, your team will automatically press and do the automatic offside trap, kind of just suffocating your opponent in their half. Also, it will completely kill their attacking AI. 71 depth coming in clutch there, winning the ball nice and high up the pitch. Beautiful. The 71 depth coming in clutch again. Beautiful. So defensively solid in that 71 depth. It's so broken. I do probably expect it to be patched, but at the same time, it was like this for all of FIFA 22 a few FIFAs ago. Not last FIFA, the FIFA before. It was like that for the whole FIFA. So maybe they won't patch it. So I'm using 71 depth. If you don't want to use the 71 depth, because that defensive depth is just a little bit too high for you, I would recommend 60. The reason being with 60, because like with a 4-2-3-1, we actually have two CDMs rather than two central midfielders in like a 4-4-2 or the central midfielders in a 4-3-2-1. We can afford to up our defensive line a little bit more than normal because we've got that defensive solidity already with the two CDMs. Any formation like a 4-2-2, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-2-3-1-2 that has two CDMs is very elite in the defensive terms. It is hard to break it down, so we can afford to be a little bit more aggressive in that defensive side of the game, but I'm using 71. The offense, I'm not going to go into any more detail of this, YouTube. Balanced and direct passing, your absolute bread and butter. I trust me, my spreadsheet, my data, everything that I use, I don't know what I could use if it's not balanced and direct passing. Everything I try, I don't like it anywhere near as much, and I hate to be that guy, I hate to be the rat, but it's true. I'm not going to sit here and make a video and lie to you, basically. I'm not. The offensive width, I actually do now leave it on 50, so I don't touch the offensive width in the 4-2-2. You might look at that and think that's very boring, but I just really like where my lamb and my ram are anyway. They're in a good position if you want to abuse the byline meta, if you want to run down the byline and do the cutbacks. They're also in a good position for the Trivela and the finesse shots on the edge of the box if you want that. I used to play it a little bit more narrow, but with the byline meta, it makes sense to have my lamb and my ram just on their default setting, really. It's why I use the 50. Players in the box, You guessed it, 7. Method to the madness, the more players that we have in the box, YouTube, the more goals we will score. It is so simple. Trust me, everything backs it up. When we have more players in the box, we score more goals. When we have a shot, it's more likely to rebound to one of our players and stuff like that. Use and abuse it. 2 corners and 2 free kicks. So, custom tactics done. Let's get into the player instructions. Now, the main thing with the 4-2-2, what most people have an issue with, including myself, is this big gap here between the 2 CDMs and the 2 strikers. So, because of that, you're going to want to close that gap off as much as you can. So, I then have my strikers on stay central, get in behind, and then come back on defense. Now, you might think the comeback on defense is a defensive move, and it kind of is, because it does make us a little bit more defensively solid, but it actually helps us out in the attacking side and the offensive side of the game as well, because when we have this massive gap here in the middle of the pitch between our 2 CDMs and our 2 strikers, it's very hard sometimes to get the right passing lane. Sometimes you will get the ball with your CDMs and you won't have a passing lane on. So to drop the 2 strikers in a little bit, make them closer to the CDM, actually helps us out a lot with the attacking side of the game and just kind of like offensive fluidity, you know. It's actually very OP. They stay central and getting behind. I want my strikers in the centre of the pitch and also want them to make runs in behind. Pretty simple. And my striker, stay central and getting behind, but he completely messed up the chance. The Lamb and the Ram, I have them both on the same thing, but there is a little tweak that you can do here, YouTube, okay? So I have them both on comeback on defence and get into the box for cross. The little tweak that you can make is just leave them on balanced crossing runs. I prefer having my Lamb and my Ram on get into the box for cross. Like I said earlier in the video, the more players that we have in the box, the more goals we do score. Beautiful. And even though the goal is what I would call the byline abuse, because our Lamb and our Ram are on getting to the box for cross, they are providing us attacking outlets in that attacking third. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Even though we missed, you see that my Lamb and my Ram are getting forward and getting to the box for cross because they are on getting to the box for cross. But I know some people, when they are playing with the 4-2-2, they don't want the Lamb and the Ram kind of in the box. They do want them kind of on the edge of the box just for any rebounds and stuff like that do fall. So if that is you, I would recommend putting them on balanced crossing runs. The comeback on defense, in my opinion, is needed. It kind of just helps us defend. They drop back in next to the 2 CDMs. Again, making us elite defensively. The 2 CDMs, the first thing you're going to want to do is put them both on cover centre, and then the more defensive-minded CDM, so for me, my Jude Bellingham, you are then wanting to put that player on stay back while attacking, and then leave the other CDM, the more attack-minded CDM, on balanced attack. What this will do is, you see there, my left CDM is on balanced attack, so they are providing us more of the attacking outlet. This will mean our right, well, in my formation, my right CDM, it doesn't matter if it's your left or your right CDM that's on stay back while attacking YouTube, I just play it with on the right. My right CDM will stay in that middle of the pitch and kind of play like the Rodri role. He won't be interested in the attacking third of the game at all. There'll be a lot of kind of like, he will intercept the ball a lot during the game and stuff like that, and he will just patrol that middle of the pitch, kind of like a half-back, an anchor, a deep line playmaker, kind of them type of positions. That's the positions he will pick up. The more attack-minded CDM, the one that is then on balanced attack and cover centre, they will push forward a little bit, but they won't push forward completely YOLO. They will not be right up there next to your 2 strikers or anything like that. There's no need to worry about that. They will not be up there next to your 2 strikers, but they will give us an extra attacking outlet in the final third if we want to play a ball that, you know, our 2 strikers are marked and then our CDM is there, you know. So that's why I use it. I use it in a lot of formations that have got 2 central midfielders. I will have one on stay back while attacking and then the other on balanced, and it's exactly the same here. I then play with both of my full-backs, my left back and my right back, on stay back while attacking. So I don't attack with my left back and right back at all. I don't really feel the need to in the 4-2-2. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper is on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my updated 4-2-2 custom tactics video for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please drop it a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive man attitude. Peace out. One love.